Two titans of artificial intelligence. One was first to market, capturing the world's imagination and becoming the fastest growing product in history. The other was built by the people who left, founded on a promise of safety over speed. This is OpenAI versus Anthropic, the business battle that will define the future of AI. Who built the better strategy? Who made the critical mistakes? And who wins the war? Let's find out. OpenAI didn't start as the commercial juggernaut you know today. Founded in December 2015 as a nonprofit research lab by Sam Altman, Elon Musk, Greg Brockman, Ilya Sutskever, and others, its mission was idealistic: to ensure that artificial general intelligence benefits all of humanity. For the first 4 years, OpenAI was just a research organization, publishing papers, training models, and losing talent to bigger tech salaries. Then in 2019, everything shifted. OpenAI created a capped profit structure and accepted a $1 billion investment from Microsoft. Critics called it a betrayal of the nonprofit mission. Sam Altman called it necessary, and he was right. In June 2020, OpenAI released GPT-3, a language model so powerful it felt like magic. Developers rushed to build on top of it. The API became one of the fastest-growing developer platforms in history. But the real explosion came in November 2022, when OpenAI launched ChatGPT. 100 million users in 2 months, the fastest consumer application adoption ever recorded. To put that in perspective, TikTok took 9 months to reach 100 million users. Instagram took 2.5 years. ChatGPT did it in 2 months. Anthropic's story begins with a fracture. In 2021, Dario Amodei, OpenAI's VP of Research, led a group of senior researchers out the door. Daniela Amodei, Tom Brown, and several others joined him. Their reason: fundamental disagreements about AI safety. They believed OpenAI was moving too fast, cutting corners on alignment research in the race to deploy more capable systems. Anthropic was founded on a radically different premise: build capable AI, but prioritize alignment and safety above all else. Their name comes from anthropic, relating to human existence, signaling their focus on human-centered AI. Anthropic raised $580 million in its first 2 years, including a $300 million investment from Google, which also secured a 4% stake. But the company operated in near silence, publishing research papers but no consumer product. Their big moment came in March 2023 when they launched Claude, their flagship AI assistant. Claude was different. It was trained using constitutional AI, a technique where the model learns to follow a set of ethical principles rather than relying on human raters for every judgment call. It was safer, more restrained, and deliberately less capable in some areas. That was the point. At the product level, OpenAI and Anthropic represent two fundamentally different philosophies. OpenAI built GPT-4, a massive general-purpose model that excels at breadth. It has plugins, vision capabilities, DALL-E image generation, a thriving API business, and a partnership ecosystem that reaches into every corner of the enterprise. ChatGPT became a platform, not just a chatbot, but a gateway to thousands of integrated services. Anthropic built Claude, focused on safety, constitutional AI, and long context windows. Claude 3 Opus can process over 200,000 tokens in a single prompt, enough to analyze an entire novel. Where OpenAI went wide, Anthropic went deep on reliability and precision. Now let's talk numbers, because in business, the scoreboard tells the real story. OpenAI was valued at over $80 billion in early 2024, following a tender offer led by Thrive Capital. Their annualized revenue is approaching $3.4 billion, a staggering number for a company that started as a nonprofit just 4 years earlier. ChatGPT alone generates over $2 billion annually from its $20 monthly subscriptions. The API business adds another billion plus. Compared to this, Anthropic is valued at $18 billion with roughly $850 million in annualized revenue. The gap is roughly 4 to 1 by both valuation and revenue. User numbers tell a similar story, but with an important twist. ChatGPT has over 180 million monthly active users globally. It is the most powerful consumer AI brand in the world, more recognizable than the technology itself. Claude, by comparison, has approximately 10 million monthly active users. But here's the twist. Claude's users are disproportionately developers, researchers, and enterprise customers who value reliability over flash. Claude's API pricing is competitive, and Anthropic's enterprise deals, while smaller in number, tend to have higher average contract values. OpenAI has the volume. Anthropic is building value. Business models matter more than products. OpenAI shifted from nonprofit to a capped profit structure in 2019, a move that unlocked the capital needed to train frontier models. They built a multi-layered revenue machine, ChatGPT Plus at $20 a month for consumers, ChatGPT Team at $25 per user per month for teams, ChatGPT Enterprise for large organizations, and API credits priced per token. OpenAI also gets distribution through Microsoft, Azure OpenAI Service, Copilot integration, and preferred API access for Microsoft customers. Anthropic took a similar approach, Claude Pro at $20 a month and a team plan at $25 per user. But their enterprise traction is more limited. Their partnership with Google Cloud provides infrastructure and distribution, but it's not at Microsoft's scale. The competition between OpenAI and Anthropic isn't just about technology, it's a battle of narratives. OpenAI owns the public imagination. ChatGPT is synonymous with AI for mainstream users. When people say AI, they mean ChatGPT. Anthropic owns the safety narrative. They are the responsible alternative. Every model release is a chess match. GPT-4 Turbo versus Claude 3 Opus, each claiming superiority on different benchmarks. And the subtext is deeply personal. Anthropic's founders helped build OpenAI before walking away. Every Claude announcement is a reminder that the people who built OpenAI's early safety culture chose to leave. This is family drama at the highest level of the tech industry. Let's look at what each company got right. OpenAI's single best decision was timing. Launching ChatGPT in late 2022 captured the cultural moment perfectly. They had the product, the brand, and the infrastructure ready. They also made the right call moving to a for-profit structure. Without it, they could never have raised the billions needed for frontier models. Anthropic's best decision was constitutional AI. Their RLHF alternative, where the model trains against a written constitution rather than thousands of human raters, is genuinely innovative. It's safer, more scalable, and more principled. They also beat OpenAI to market with long context windows. Claude could handle 100,000 tokens months before GPT-4 Turbo caught up. But both made serious mistakes. OpenAI's boardroom drama in November 2023, the sudden firing, then reinstatement of Sam Altman, was a self-inflicted crisis that nearly destroyed the company. 4 days of public chaos, employee revolt, threats of mass resignation, and existential uncertainty. The damage to investor confidence was real. Anthropic's mistake is more subtle but equally dangerous. They moved too slowly on consumer branding. Claude is less known than ChatGPT despite comparable capabilities. In a winner-take-most market, being second in mindshare is a perilous position. When the average person doesn't know your brand exists, you're not competing. Let's go deeper on the model wars. On the LMSCYS Chatbot Arena leaderboard, the most respected crowdsourced benchmark, GPT-4 and Claude 3 Opus trade places at the top. GPT-4 Turbo scores slightly higher on reasoning and coding benchmarks like Human Evil and GSM8K. Claude 3 Opus wins on nuanced tasks requiring safety judgment, long context comprehension, and creative writing. On MMLU, the massive multitask language understanding test, both score above 86%, nearly indistinguishable. The real battle isn't about raw capability anymore. Both models are smart enough. The battle is about trust, brand perception, and ecosystem lock-in. So who wins the OpenAI versus Anthropic business battle? After analyzing the origin stories, the products, the revenue numbers, the user data, the business models, the competition dynamics, the strategic wins and losses, and the model benchmarks, The verdict is clear. OpenAI is the winner. Today, they have more users, more revenue, higher valuation, better brand recognition, and deeper enterprise partnerships. By every conventional business metric, OpenAI is ahead by a significant margin. But here is what makes this battle different. Anthropic has something OpenAI cannot buy: the moral high ground on safety, the talent that values principle over profit, and a technology stack built from the ground up for alignment. The real winner of this war might not be either company. It might be humanity, because competition between these two forces makes both better. OpenAI pushes for capability and accessibility. Anthropic pushes for safety and responsibility. The tension between these two philosophies produces better AI for everyone. In an industry where a single mistake could have catastrophic consequences, having two companies with different values competing at the frontier is not just good business, it's essential. Better isn't just more profitable, it's safer for everyone. This has been Business Battles. See you in the next one.